Hello, I'm Monica Garcia, President of the LAUSD Board of Education. Welcome to Families Matter. Joining me today is my co-host, Hilda Maldonado, Director of the Multilingual and Multicultural Education Department. Our goal is to provide information so families can help their children graduate and stay safe in school. Today's topic is all about summer learning and why it's so important when it comes to the student's success when school starts again. Joining us shortly will be our experts that will help us, but before a chance to talk with Hilda about the latest regarding LAUSD and families. So Hilda, I think it's June. Everybody has been to at least one graduation, maybe preschool, elementary school, middle school, high school. I know we congratulate the class of 2013. We welcome our class of 2014. We want to thank all the teachers and administrators and support staff and our classified staff and the parents, the families, everybody who made it possible. It's a great time to be in schools.
A huge team effort, right?
Yes.
And I actually got a chance to go to a graduation at East LA College for the option school graduates. It was a beautiful graduation. I got to see a rainbow of gowns and caps and all these kids coming, hearing such great inspirational stories from some of the students who are at most risk, but who overcome incredible odds. And I was just in awe of some of the stories we heard. And congratulations to those students. How awesome that they can overcome this at such a young age and graduate and then move on with their lives. And I'm sure they're going to do great. I'm sure they're going to be great students and future leaders.
Yes.
I had a little chance to go to a small celebration at Franklin High School, my alma mater, to present some students with biliteracy awards as well. So I got to go to the senior awards. And it was great because I graduated in 1983. And 30 years later, I'm getting a chance to present some of those biliteracy awards, and seeing those kids as well was so, moving.
Yes.
And having been in elementary school all my life, getting to see the older students graduate, it's really rewarding.
And everyone's so proud, right? I always tell the students, remember what it feels like right now. You're a success. You achieved what you wanted to. You made it. Whatever obstacles, challenges, rough spots, here you are.
The energy is infectious. You feel in that moment that they can just see the future before them.
That's right. And so we say it out loud because so many of our parents, we know you're looking forward to it. I think it's really important that we say it takes a lot of effort. Just keep going, keep pushing, build health, work together with all the folks at school, and we'll get on to the next class.
Definitely a team effort.
A team effort, and congratulations to all. And we wanted to remind folks that we have the Passport for Success. Families in School has provided a lot of families. I think they were offering 40,000 young people the ability to register. And what they do is they provide us a map of all these places that you can go to over the summer. And they, a lot of them free of charge, and all the way from the water into the museums. And we're going to hear a little bit more, but the Passport for Success really does talk about reading over the summer, learning new things, going new places, and lots of fun too. So we love Families in Schools and their sponsors and everyone who helps them bring these great programs. See, and then the students can register their passport, get their little stamps. And then there are prizes, and prizes are always fun. Make summer learning fun. That's the goal there with our passport.
So all our mommies who think they might get bored at home with their kids, just pick one of these up and get out there and do some fun things. The other thing that's going on is the summer lunch program. Obviously, we want to make sure students are well fed and keep going with their nutritious food. So the LAUSD is offering free lunch beginning actually now or as soon as school is out.
That's
and
right.
all the way through August 1st. You don't need to be enrolled in school to attend the lunch program. And for more information, they can go on our website at lausd.net, or they can call food services at 213-241-2993. So that's another program that we offer for students during the summer months.
And it's so important just for families who are low on a budget, families who are used to having the kids eat at school, you can still come do that. And we want you to be involved. If you want a healthy meal, a nutritious meal, you can come and find out about the program.
And then once you're done with having that, you can go to the library, and they're running their free summer reading program. which is always fun to curl up with a book in the summer, or maybe challenge yourself and read, X number of books, 10 books during the summer. And that program runs through the LA Public Library. It helps kids keep reading their reading skills going, which is so important because we want to make sure they don't lose some of that learning and get to practice some of that. And for information on that program, parents can call 213-228-7480. And again, the Summer Reading Club.
Yes.
I mean, being in a book club as an adult is so much fun. And as a child, I can imagine it being even more fun.
And the libraries always have their computers, they have, of course, the amazing books, they always have like a guest speaker or some activity happening. Libraries are so much fun. I love taking my nephews to the library.
They set up themes.
Yes.
If you have boys, like in my family, we're mostly boys, so really all action books. They have books for girls that really get into fictional reading. So, just so many things you can do in the library.
Yes, so we want to invite all the students and families to go to the library, get your library card, enjoy the library, lots to read. We'll be right back to discuss summer learning with our panel of experts when we return.
We're here to promote mental health awareness and to promote the opening of the Belmont Wellness Center. The Wellness Center is here to serve the community and the students of Belmont High School.
Community partnerships is huge for LA Unified School District. We are a public education, but we're very open to having nonprofit and private community partnerships that will come in and provide any type of health, mental health, or dental services for our students.
It's pretty much all general services. So we do sports physicals, immunizations, STD testing, HIV testing, pregnancy tests, pretty much all reproductive health services. We're here to help the community for any type of service that they may need.
Our goal is to be able to have the students come to school and be healthy and be able to concentrate, to focus on school with the end result of them being able to graduate and be successful.
We are here at this center to provide all types of preparation for our youngest kids and our elementary kids to make sure that the school readiness gap is eradicated, is eliminated. And now with this project, we are attacking the digital divide as well.
The Federal Communications Commission developed the National Broadband Plan, and they have a great vision for having everyone in the United States actually online. To achieve that, part of what they're doing is sponsoring Connect to Compete. Connect to Compete has the goal of engaging partners such as providers or community-based organizations or the California Emerging Technology Fund to figure out how to reach all residents in this country and to get them broadband, affordable broadband offers if they haven't been able to afford it up till now.
If you look across the U.S. right now, you got about 100 million people who don't have access to high-speed internet, and we're here to fix that. We're going to be providing free or very low-cost high-speed internet options to people who right now are not connected and can't afford it.
It's so very important to provide access, low-cost access to high-speed internet for folks. I mean, we're moving increasingly more and more to a digital world, and in order to be able to participate in it fully, it's really important that folks have, at all levels, at all income levels, are able to access high-speed broadband internet. We're moving toward this world, and it's time for us to provide that digital inclusion for everyone.
Welcome back to Families Matter. Joining us now to discuss the importance of keeping students in a learning mood over the summer are Alicia Vogel-Saenz, Senior Education Coordinator at LACMA, and Ron Rehovitz, the California Science Center Deputy Director for Education. Welcome. So school's out. We want kids to continue to learn. What can you share with us about the activities?
Well, you're right. School's out, and we have a multitude of activities going on at the California Science Center. We're free, and there's something for every age coming to the Science Center. They can come down, and obviously probably the most prominent one at this point is the Space Shuttle Endeavour. It's an amazing sight to see, to come down. It's very inspiring, but we also have other permanent exhibits like our ecosystems exhibit, where we have a 188,000-gallon kelp tank with fish, and you can walk through it, and it's probably
I think
one
you
of
have shark there too.
Yes, we have sharks. It's probably one of the few places where you can go and actually high-five a scuba diver who will do shows in our tank.
Wow.
So it's always happening. We also have a 3,600 space camp going on right now. Goes for 8 weeks, half day and full day, week-long programs. Variety of topics that are going on, and we always provide 20 to 30% of the kids we provide scholarships for too. So lots going on at the Science Center.
That's
this
wonderful.
summer. Yeah.
And it's right on the corner of Figueroa and Exposition, across from USC. And every time I go, I know my nephews love it. There's just so many children and families.
So many children. Like I said, there's something for every age group. So you can come with your family. If you have children under 7, we have discovery rooms. And they're geared towards kids 7 and under to bring their caregiver along, and there's just lots of activities in there. We have families that will come every weekend to go to the Discovery Centers to check out the Discovery activity boxes, and they may spend 2 or 3 hours just in the Discovery rooms.
Yeah.
Very engaging for kids, very hands-on, right? So that student or
Yep, very
children
hands-on.
don't have to worry about what they're doing with the exhibits or anything like that,
No.
which is really fun. And
They're very immersive environments, very engaging environments. They promote lots of conversation and interaction. Yeah, they're great, and they leave the families and the kids with really powerful memories. I'm sure just like at LACMA, when you leave the place, you're carrying these memories with you, which then motivates you to want to continue to study the topic or just to do other fun things that are engaging.
That's right. And then the kids remember, oh yeah, I heard that in school, or oh yes, we saw that in science, or whether it's the plants growing, right? They start, oh right, we learned about photosynthesis, and
Yep.
it all comes back, and they see the application of what they're doing in school.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
how many folks do you visit? I mean, do you welcome on a regular basis?
Well, it's been phenomenal since the Space Shuttle Endeavour has shown up. Normally, we were averaging 1.8 million visitors a year. Of about 400,000 of those were school kids. This year, we're going to be pushing over probably 2.6 million visitors. And I'm not sure the number, probably 600,000, 700,000
Wow.
school kids. It's been
Wow.
great.
So kids love it, it's
love it.
free, parents love it, and
Yep.
it's a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun in Exposition Park. Yep.
Yeah, super great. And what's happening at LACMA?
Well, we're all about families. Our premier program is called Arts for Next Gen LACMA, and it's a free membership for all kids under 18. So from the day they're born till the day they turn 18, they can be a member.
Wow.
And with their membership, they get a card with their name on it, and they also get a lanyard so that they don't lose it. And with the membership, they can also bring one adult for free for general admission every time they come. So 2
How
kids.
fabulous.
It is
Tell us
so.
again.
It is. I know. It is so fabulous that you get to, that the child is the one that brings their adult guest.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. I know. Sometimes I'm astonished that we have this.
Yes.
We have over 140,000 members, and we always say we're not going to stop until every child in LA County is a member.
That's a great
Yeah.
goal. I love
It
it.
is,
I
yeah.
love it.
how do parents sign up their child when they come to do
So what
this?
they do is there's 3 ways you can sign up. They can go onto the internet and print out a form. Sometimes, actually, if they come on a school day or on a school trip, then they'll receive a form and then they can mail it back. Or on site, and I think on site is the easiest way because you can get your card right at that moment and then take advantage of the discount at that moment. And then to support this program, we have 2 programs that are specifically for families and kids. The first is the Boone Children's Gallery, which is a gallery space where painting happens. It's actually Asian brush painting. It's housed in our Korean and Chinese galleries. And it's this serene, beautiful space where families come and they actually make art together with side-by-side learning, which for us, that creating memories as families is one of our major goals.
Yeah, our families love it. And every opportunity where they get to interact and celebrate learning and spend some time, right? Spend some recreation time being together.
Right. And the other is Andel Family Sundays, which is it's like a mini art festival that happens every Sunday. And actually, that's the program that I coordinate. So if people come on Sunday, they'll see me and make art with us together. We have different art workshops that are led by professional artists. And it's also an environment where they get to make art together. Sometimes the child is teaching the parent how to make art. Sometimes it goes the other way. Sometimes parents don't feel comfortable with that and the child is the one. Everything is good. They just drop in during the times between 12:30 and 3:30 at any time for that. We also have bilingual tours of collection areas or of exhibitions that happen 3 times a day during Family Sundays. And there's always a drawing activity that they can participate in as well.
And I drive by there a lot, and you also have just strollers, families, lots of kids coming out. Both of the facilities, just the space there, right? Inside, outside, lots of learning.
Well, that's that's the beauty of the learning institutions that we have is they're geared for families. So as I mentioned, any age, any grouping, and we have activities for that. It can be Space Shuttle Endeavour, it can be levitating mass, it can be a discovery room for 2-year-olds, but it's all about getting kids excited about learning. In our case, it's the focus on science learning to make it inquiry-based, hands-on, and like we were talking about before, about providing these memories and these experiences that they'll take from their visit that will carry on when they go home.
So for folks who haven't shown up yet and haven't visited and feel a little uncomfortable, maybe, well, what would you say to them?
Well, that's something that we struggle with with an art museum, because many families feel that art museums aren't for children. They think, oh, what if my child touches something? Or we're sticky and unpredictable and we move in a mass and sometimes we have to go do something fast. And we say, come on down. It's just like how we ask parents to read to infants. We want them to bring their children to the museum often so that they feel like it's a part of their regular lives. And maybe they stay 15 minutes. That's okay. Maybe they get to know the grounds first and then they come into the galleries. And children understand rules. They go to school, they understand, so they know, oh, my inside voice in here. Oh, I can touch with my eyes. And later I'll be able to paint in the galleries or do a project at Family Sundays.
But it's important that you mentioned that you need to come more than once. I think in both instances, sometimes we feel as parents, well, we've already been there, let's do something else. And the idea that you can keep going, and each time it feels different. So how can parents guide that experience of kids say, we've already been to the Science Center, I don't want to go, I've already seen the Endeavour. Like, how do you help parents guide that?
Well, at the Science Center, we have traveling exhibits, and LACMA the same thing. So the exhibits change. We have an IMAX theater.
That's right.
The films continually change. We have staff in the exhibit halls that are doing demonstrations and presentations and theater shows. Those are constantly changing. And like at LACMA, I'm sure you've got folks on the floor. Like we have engineers who have actually worked on Endeavour, who are there to greet families and talk with kids. They're all very user friendly. So the environment's always changing. And too, then in Exposition Park, we have the Rose Garden.
Right.
We've got Natural History Museum. We've got California African American Museum. We've got Jesse Brewer Park, and we've got the Expo Center. There's just this multitude of institutions and activities that if you just come down to Exposition Park, there's going to be something for you. Of course, we push everybody to the Science Center.
Yeah, and I think it also in addition to that, we do have like docents that will walk you around, and we have changing exhibitions. But also, there's something about spending an extended time with one work of art. And we have over 110,000 objects. So,
wow.
Yeah, I know, it's a lot, and a lot are on view. And let's say a family decides, well, we're going to go explore Latin America today, and they go up into the Art of the Americas building, and they'll start with the ancient Americas, and they'll go all the way to contemporary art. Just that one floor is way more than you can see probably in one day with really extended looking. So families can spend time, and you don't have to know anything about the artwork. You just can look at it and together discover what you see. And
when you say discover what you see, that means?
That means like, so they'll look at a work of art and they'll say, the parent can say to the child, what do you see? And then the child will start to say, oh, I see a jaguar. I see a man that looks like he's a warrior. And then they'll say, yeah, and then I see spots, or I see patterns, or I see lines. And just build with that, and then maybe say, oh, I think that they'll look at the label, and then they'll say, oh, look, this was made by the Maya. And who were the Maya? And then that conversation could just keep on going. And even I've seen this done with 3- and 4-year-olds, just through color and pattern and line.
So keeping the probing questions going so
Yes.
the language just
Right.
keeps growing and extending.
Exactly.
I think as a museum goer, sometimes I do feel that pressure to get through the whole museum.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I want to be able to say I went to it,
Yeah.
but it's that idea of go and just focus on one area, come back
Yeah.
another time, focus. I really
Yeah.
had never thought of the museum
Yeah.
that way, and I think to extend our time with kids over the summer
Right.
months, that's a really good
Yeah.
approach.
And it's a different way of learning too.
Yes.
It's more, you might say, student driven or individually driven. It's you have the intrinsic motivation of what do I want to see, and then it's open to investigate and to ask questions
Right.
and to explore and have nice
Right.
conversations and
Exactly.
makes
yeah.
it fun.
And maybe look at a work that might be a little more challenging, maybe a contemporary work that you think, oh, is this art? And then as you look at it with time, then maybe you may like it or not at the end, and that's fine. But you discover what that is, and spending time with it will make that
How
learning.
can they take some of what they learn and see back home and continue some of that learning? What might be some things that they can do with their kids?
Yeah, our website has a lot of resources which they can expend. We have collections online that has a lot of our labels on there. So they can explore an artist and maybe look them up and see what other artworks that they can find online.
We have website resources that would have activities that are simple to do in one's home, but also when they're at the Science Center and they're engaging with our educators and our volunteers and folks who are in the discovery rooms, they're modeling how to do good kind of science inquiry activities. So we encourage the parents to do this when they're at the Science Center, to ask the questions. So we model for them what they can then do at home and go onto our website and check out activities.
And it's so important over the summer because most kids aren't doing structured learning. Hilda was a principal, and there is something called the summer slide, right?
Yes, it's real.
And what can
that's-
parents do?
Well, I think that whole idea of, in this day and age when kids are playing video games and sitting around and kind of being exposed to that, just taking in a lot of information, this idea that they're going to these places and actually engaging with it and being in the space itself, I think is very important. I think
they can
then the
take- yeah.
questioning, I think it's so important in Common Core. We
Right.
know that questioning is really what drives that inquisitive mind
Absolutely.
and the learning.
Yep.
Right.
So it doesn't matter what kind of questions, as long as you're constantly questioning them so that they're having to produce
Right.
language and thinking.
And there's nothing like an open-ended question to have to provoke this really inquisitive mind to open up.
Give us an example.
Oh, I mean, even just what do you see? I mean, it's so open. Or
Tell me more
tell
about
me
it.
more about that. And even simple questions. It doesn't have. They don't. No one needs to really know more than that simplicity. We also think that bringing a sketchbook with you to the museum and spending some time with a pencil and a sketchbook drawing, and you can take that home as well and take that and draw even regular objects at home. Art objects don't have to be, or art materials, I should say. Art materials don't have to be expensive. It can be simple as paper and a pencil, and not even fancy paper. It can be
Yes.
any paper.
And what we offer are real things. So if they're going to an art museum or they're coming to the Science Center to see the Endeavor or the fish or something like that, students, kids, families, they get motivated by what they see. And then when they go back to do whatever they're doing on the video screens,
Right.
it can be more focused because they may want to look up the engines that are in the Endeavor or specific art or artists like you mentioned. So museum visits can be very, very powerful. and have
Well,
lasting
it'll add to their
memories.
learning too when they go back to school. All of these experiences, being able to take time to learn about a particular, historical period of art, or being able to really engage in the endeavor and just what that looks like and what it actually looks like, rather than just from looking at it in a book.
Right.
This will produce a lot of the language that they're going to need. And I go back to language because that's my area.
Absolutely.
But that idea that they've experienced these, nowadays, I don't know that we're getting out to field trips as much. I don't know how many kids you're seeing through your museums for field trips. So getting that experience in the summer is certainly setting them up for success.
Well,
right.
and that's the power of
Right.
two of the summer camps,
Yeah.
because we provide
Yes.
these week-long events, and we just had this conversation with our camp staff about providing that powerful memory that could change that kid's life.
Absolutely.
We've talked to many a scientist and engineer, and you ask them, so what got you into the scientific field? What really motivated you? And oftentimes, it's that one singular event that they had at a museum, at a science center, at a summer camp, someplace where there were real objects, and someone took the time to really engage with them, and it made a difference.
For us, it's like maybe they're looking at our artwork and they realize, oh, a human made that with their hands.
Yes.
I am a human and I can make that with my own hands as well. Just for a shout out for teachers, for Family Sundays, we do provide bus transportation for schools to come to the museum for the Family Sundays program. So
And how do teachers sign up?
they would just contact me at LACMA, and if they call LACMA and ask for the education department, they'll be able to find.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's
So
great to
that's-
know.
yeah, so
we
that's-
have to get that word out.
Yeah, we provide, it's one bus per Sunday. So
That's super great. Awesome.
Yeah.
So lots of things for kids to do, lots of things for families to do. We want to stress the reading, right? Whether you're reading on the walls or reading as part of the plaque there, we have to help all of our students know that it's so important for them to be active readers every day, all through the summer. Well, thank you very much for being with us. And thank you for joining us on Families Matter. Please visit our family website, families.lausd.net and parentaccess.lausd.net. Your involvement makes all the difference, even over the summer. So remember, families matter.